Till we come to see the world under attack. Here we go hard and never fail. We don't back down. You can't stop the fire we bring. Defending the world through aliens and things. It's the tubular. 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 We go hard. 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 In the world, we go hard. Guardians, it's
In a dimly lit lab underneath Doc's salvage yard, the Dinosaur scientist Erald works late into the night. A half-eaten burrito sits discarded on one of the banks of computers as the fatigued inventor pauses to stare at the tank holding his comatose sister. Hera, as she has since the Guardians drained the excess energy from her while she was a kaiju, floats lifeless in the green liquid.
Savitri, run test 49. Alter wavelength parameters by a scale of 1.75. No. Make that 1.76%.
Results of test 49. Subject remains unchanged. Vitals steady and brainwaves remain minimal.
I can see that, you infernal contraption! The only one who gets to mock me is my dear sister. As she still lives, the job remains filled. Your condition baffles me, sister. There is no medical reason for you to remain in this state of hibernation. The excess energy you absorbed when you bravely and albeit foolishly injected yourself with all of my monster compounds was expunged by the Guardians. If there is nothing medically wrong with you, what could the problem be? My dearest sister, it should not surprise me that you found a way to torment me even when you are barely here.
My dearest devoted brother, it is good to see that your penchant for France continues even without an audience.
Spinning around, Erald finds himself staring not only at his sister, but through her as well. The semi-translucent form of the Ankylosaurus warrior stands near her physical, unconscious form.
It is truly a surreal experience to view oneself from the outside. Does my face always look so serious?
Sis, Hera, is that... How?
My baby brother, at a loss for words? I never thought I'd see the day. Rest assured, little gecko, it's truly me.
This defies logic. Astral projection has been rumored for centuries, but one would have to be skilled in the mystic arts to even postulate the possibility.
I will leave the theorizing to you, as it has always been your area of expertise. The last I remember, I was fighting that oaf, Haxatar. And then there was... nothing.
Nothing? Did you not find yourself by Riviera's side? If anyone deserves that honor, it's you.
I believe I'm in equilibrium. River must see that I have unfinished business and that unless I...
Sister, are you okay?
This is quite the indescribable sensation. It almost reminds me of...
No. Savitri, run a full scan of the lab. We must leave no stone unturned.
What should the scan include?
Everything!
The trio of Tirich Mir, the Drowned Duke, and Haxatar Obliterus make their way through a subterranean tunnel. The large Triceraton marches ahead of his regal compatriots, his eyes searching the tunnel for trouble.
My lord, is it wise for you to accompany us? This sojourn is hardly worth your attention, and your energy should be focused on your final chrysalis.
You know how I stayed alive this long. All these years. Fear. For glorious spectacle of truly fearsome acts. Somebody steals from me. I cut off their hands. They speak ill of me. I cut out their tongue. They rise against me. I cut off their head, stick it on a pike, parade it through the streets so all can see. That's what preserves the order of things, the willingness to be what everyone fears. I want my honor god to know that even in this state, I am to be feared.
It is concerning that they have yet to arrive, but I assure you that if their excuse is not to your pleasure, I will drain the moisture out of each and every one of them drop by drop.
Great Khazar's fang!
The Drowned Duke and Tirich Mir are engulfed by the smell of charred and burnt flesh as they quickly move to rejoin Haxatar Obliterus. The duo find the Triceraton warrior standing, stunned, in front of a scene of pure carnage. Smoke still emanates from the burnt and eviscerated corpses of not only dinosaurs, but also of their riders.
What could have done this?
Haxatar has no idea. The only thing Haxatar saw on his way to the surface were scattered packs of blaze beasts.
Are you implying my honor god has been done in by a swarm of dogs?
Decalings are known to follow our convoys, but this is clearly a fire-based attack. Fiery Haunter Quipper broods have been known to spontaneously combust and...
An amorphous blue glow slowly approaches the trio from deeper down the tunnel. The cavernous space begins to fill with both immense heat as well as the flickering cyan light.
That is no blaze beast.
What led you to that astute observation? Was it the fact that blaze beasts burn red, or that this creature is clearly 5 times its usual size?
Stepping out of the darkness is an 8-foot-tall lupin figure. Resembling what is commonly known as a werewolf, the CinderHound leaves scorched footprints with each step. It is impossible to see when the indigo fur on its mane becomes flames.
The wild magic has infected this poor, stupid creature and mutated it.
I was once a stupid beast, but now I am CinderHound, and all will burn before me.
Shall I dispatch this monstrosity?
Why should we simply waste this opportunity? Did you not savor longer and more intense this creature battles? The stronger the crystal it will create?
That is my working theory.
Did someone see battle?
Haxatar unsheathes his sword and rushes toward the newest Geo monster. The Triceraton warrior lowers his shoulder and drives the flaming werewolf farther down the tunnel.
Should I assist him?
No. Let him have his fun for a few minutes. Either Haxatar tires out the beast, or the beast destroys Haxatar. Either way, this CinderHound will get stronger.
After he has his fun, I shall siphon the wild magic from it.
No. We will capture the beast and send it to battle these guardians. They have shown the propensity to escalate conflicts.
Leo Avalon anxiously sits in the stands as Gwen prepares to race in her first Olympic preliminary event. The captain of Vermilion High swim and water polo, as well as the leader of the Guardians, stands on her starting block, staring with laser-like focus at the water in front of her as her competition readies itself.
All right, Gwen, you got this. Come on, Gwenator!
Gwen pops out of the water and quickly scans the pool, turning her head to the scoreboard as she eagerly awaits her ranking.
What the?
Later, the father and daughter share an uncomfortable car ride home.
So?
Dad, I don't want to talk about it.
It's not that bad.
Dad!
This was just a prelim.
And I came in 5th. I've never come in 5th. Even in my mommy and me swim class, I was the first one across the pool. I do not come in 5th.
You've also been protecting the world from dinosaurs and aliens on a regular basis this year.
And I've never been in better shape. My guardian training sessions are more intense than anything I've ever done for swimming.
I'm not going to say you're not in shape, but we both know that being fit doesn't translate to automatic success in the pool. You've been clocking a lot less pool time this year.
What am I supposed to do? Just stop protecting Dragon Cove?
I didn't say that. Your life is complex, probably more complicated than anyone else swimming today. You have to accept that you accepted these responsibilities and the challenges they bring.
I didn't choose to be a guardian. The ring found me.
We both know if that ring gave you an option, you still would have taken the ring. That's who you are. This isn't the first time that your life has drastically changed. I know we don't talk about the before times, but this reminds me of it.
Dad, this is nothing like that.
Bear with me for a second. I know I wasn't the most observant parent, but you never seemed like a sad child, and I honestly had no idea the inner turmoil you were going through. The moment you learned about the transgender community, it was like there was a switch turned on in you. I didn't know what was going on, but I saw such an amazingly positive change in you.
Yeah, I really leaned on Mom during that time. I guess I left you in the dark. I was worried about disappointing you.
And that's okay. My point is this. That same spark The same positive energy change you had then, I see it again. Ever since you've been a guardian, you've been more determined and dedicated than I've ever seen.
I've always loved a challenge, but lately, it feels like I've bit off more than I can chew. I'm really torn, Dad. I have this micro-focused target I've been chasing for what feels like my whole life.
The Olympics?
Yeah. Now there is this other thing that is arguably more important in a macro sense. How can I focus more on swimming than on keeping the city safe? Doesn't that make me selfish to even consider it?
Of course it doesn't make you selfish. You're allowed to have wants and desires. Unfortunately, you're in a very adult situation. Your choices will have ramifications on other people, including your teammates in the pool and out of it.
Ugh. This is like that Spock thing from the Star Trek movie I watched with Jay. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Or the one.
I'm going to look past the fact that you watched one of my favorite movies without me and address something I think you're overlooking. No one is saying you'll never be allowed to swim again or compete. You just have to be okay with evolving your dream.
So, it's either the Olympics or stay a full-time guardian.
Scarlett stares grimly at the opened letter in her hand. Her face remains perfectly stoic as her eyes quickly scan the contents of the message. The black-clad teen is so engrossed in her reading, she is oblivious to Johnny D as he approaches her.
I could feel the internal conflict all the way over in my truck. What's clouding your aura?
It's this.
Scarlett hands Johnny the letter and stares at crashing waves in front of her.
Whoa, you're gonna be a nun? Never knew you'd be theologically inclined.
Not nuns go to convents. The Triplet Performing Arts Conservatory is just a fancy art school.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but this seems like bitchin' news. This is the perfect spot for you to let your inner artist out.
It's the most prestigious art school on the West Coast. Do I look like the type of person who's going to fit in at a prestigious place?
I think I get it. You're worried they think you're gonna be a shooby.
A what?
See that guy over there?
Johnny gestures to a tanned and muscular young man who is waxing an obviously expensive surfboard. A few female beachgoers fawn over the grinning surfer.
That's a shooby. He's been waxing that board almost every day for the past 3 months, and he's never once taken it in the water. You think these art schoolers are going to aggro on you, so you're prematurely bailing.
That's part of it, for sure. But I'm mostly worried about changing my life drastically.
The only constant thing in life is change, mi amiga.
But I'm finally in a place where my life isn't pure chaos and survival. I'm doing better in school, I have my cat, and I finally have the furniture and the optimal placement in my apartment.
Well, like my boy Benji Franklin used to say, when you are finished changing, you are finished. I'm fairly certain your art school will let you take your cat, and I'm more than willing to help set up the feng shui in your dorm.
What if I'm not good enough? Believe it or not, I'm really good at being an apartment manager. I genuinely like helping people and have gotten to be fairly handy.
Dude, just because you're rad at something doesn't mean you gotta keep doing it. Real stoke comes from chasing something that totally immerses you and gets your heart pumping with purpose, joy, and passion.
I think that I could be happy doing this job. Not everyone can say that.
Settling for a life that's less than what you're truly capable of is just gonna leave you feeling empty, bruh. I was in the same boat not too long ago. I was killing it at my old gig, and I thought that was good enough. But then I met Nirvan, and it changed everything.
What did you used to do, Johnny?
Nirvan was pure stoke, bruh. He chased the ultimate rush harder than anyone I've ever met. Hanging with him totally changed my perspective on life. I realized that being good at something, getting props, and making bank ain't worth giving up my soul. Quitting my old gig was my first step towards my new life. I copped a surfboard and a food truck the very next day, and now I'm chasing the perfect dish and the perfect wave every day, dude.
What did you used to do?
That is a story for another day, Chiquita. Ask yourself, do I want to be content, or do I want to be fulfilled?
The translucent form of Gaia slowly paces in front of a wall of monitors aboard the enduring Enterprise. The artificial AI pauses in front of one screen and sighs heavily.
What are they up to? Why are they studying this? There is a reason that Praetorian Protocol did not allow us to bring this technology to this planet sooner.
Ha-Nuel and Jay enter the bridge deep in conversation. The two teens are oblivious to the holographic AI that stares at them intently.
So you met another Billy Cranston, and in his world, he's a power guardian?
Power Ranger. They have armor like we do, but instead of titans, they have Zords.
Are you sure you didn't just hit your head on something?
The green-clad teen stops in their tracks when they notice the data that populates every monitor in front of them. Their face goes from a look of confusion to anger.
Gaia! What the frack did you hack my system?
I told Pon that allowing access to our sensors was a bad idea. He assured me that he wouldn't allow you to cross the line.
Gaia, calm down. Jay, what is she talking about? What line did you cross?
I don't know. I've just been researching how to harness the ley line energy into Pan's new conduit.
Without turning around, Gaia points behind, and every screen flickers for a moment before they all show the same data.
This is not conduit research. This is you attempting to harness Titan-level energy. This is forbidden.
Forbidden? Forbidden by who?
Gaia, I swear you didn't tell me I couldn't investigate larger-scale connections.
Praetorian Protocol specifically state that harvesting source energy at Titan levels is forbidden after the incident on Doric Prime.
A holographic image begins to appear in front of Gaia. A female alien figure with long, fleshy appendages that protrude from her head takes shape.
Lead scientist Anarchy Fortuna attempted to...
No sooner has she solidified, Ha-Nuel strides into the light display to disrupt the image.
As much as I love Hologram Story Hour, I need to know how mad I need to be with Jay. Can you give me the Cliff Notes version now and regale us with the director's cut at a later date?
As you wish, Sentinel. Anarchy attempted to harness the power of the most vital and powerful Titan spirit, the unalienable moment of truth. Once on our plane, the spirit would not follow its guardian. It destroyed almost half of Doric Prime before it was defeated. This is what Jay is attempting to bring forth.
Jay, are you seriously trying to summon something that destroyed half a planet without telling any of us?
Technically, Doric Prime was only a moon.
Not the point.
In what conceivable way could I know about this Titan spirit? I saw an energy signature that I thought could help Pan. That's it.
Are you trying to tell me you haven't perused the files of our system since we connected?
Unlike other people, I only used what I was given permission for. The sensors and nothing else.
Gaia's translucent face stares intently at the young inventor. After a long, awkward silence, her features relax.
Defender, I owe you an apology. I should not have thought so little of you.
Yeah, well, I'm not a fan of anyone invading my privacy, but I knew you were doing this out of concern, not malice. How about we put all of our proverbial cards on the table so we're on the same page?
Why were you trying to capture an energy source that large to begin with? I thought we figured out the proper energy levels for the conduit already.
Well, since we blew up Pan's last Titan, I felt like we should try and get him a new one. My plan was just to build them one and use this energy as a battery.
how did you plan on containing that much ley line energy? There is no man-made device that can hold raw source energy except...
She quickly turns back to the wall of monitors and brings forth a map of the world. With a few small hand gestures, a ley line map is superimposed upon it.
What exactly exists here?
The two young heroes look to where the holographic entity is pointing towards on the map. A flashing red dot appears near the northeast corner of Africa.
That's Egypt, isn't it?
I don't know if there are any high-tech facilities in that area that could have what we're looking for.
Well, whatever this is, it might be the key to creating a new Titan.
In the subterranean lair that is acting as a temporary throne room for the Dark Emperor of the Seven Kingdoms, Tirich Mir and Haxatar Obliterus watch as the drowned Duke attempts to transfer the energy from the pilfered source crystal to Tirich Mir.
I, the vapors of Valinus, the winds of Rancor, and demons of Drakon.
With slow but elaborate hand motions, the water wizard weaves his spell. The source crystal's hardened exterior begins to glow, then crack, and finally crumbles away, leaving a ball of pulsating source energy.
My lord, it is complete. This wild magic will reinvigorate you and bring you closer to your ultimate form.
Are you sure that this is wise? That is wild magic. Haxatar gladly offers himself up as a test to make sure it is safe for you, my lord.
Are you questioning my magical prowess or the strength of Tirich Mir?
Neither. Haxatar knows the strength of Tirich Mir is limitless, but Haxatar also knows the chrysalis is when even the smallest vulnerabilities are possible.
This is why you are what you are, Haxatar, and I am the Dark Emperor of the Seven Kingdoms. Greatness is an eminence, the ascent to which is too steep and lofty for the weak, and which one must seize on at once with boldness and vigor. This surface world will come under my rule, and this crystal is the first step.
My lord, Haxatar only wanted...
If it will stop your prattling, you have my permission to snap the Duke's neck if they fail.
My magic has never failed you and will not today. This process will be uncomfortable. I, Zoe name and its creators, the cursed pillar of Berith and the blades of Agarnit.
The drowned Duke begins to move their hands with elegant precision around the sphere of source energy. Liquid ichor pours from the water wizard's fingertips and forcefully mixes with the ley line magic. With an aggressive turn of their hands, the magical mixture is projected into the crack of Tirich Mir's chrysalis.
What did you do?
Oh, trust in the process, you simple-minded brute. The infusion of wild magic is a painful and powerful process.
The chrysalis glows brightly as the silhouetted form of Tirich Mir contorts and evolves.
I feel alive! I haven't felt this much energy since I led my armies into the citadels of Wraithano. I need more of this energy, and I need it now.
If Haxatar had not lost the previous crystal, I would have been able to make you doubly as strong. For now, we can send the CinderHound to battle the Guardians. That conflict should stimulate the wild magic enough and the beast to give you exactly what you need.
Haxatar will take this beast to the surface and help it crush the puny Guardians.
A story we've heard before.
Move quickly, you oaf. The sedation spell I placed on the CinderHound should dispel shortly.
A slightly dejected but determined Haxatar leads a unit of Frugers towards the surface. The amphibian foot soldiers shuffle silently behind the towering Triceraton.
Why now?
Duke, if you ever hope to earn my respect, I'd advise you to leave the monosyllabic sounds to Haxatar.
I simply wish to inquire why we are acting with such urgency.
You question me. You have grown audacious.
I would never question. I simply seek clarity.
Do you know the name of the ruler I disposed of when I ascended to my position as Emperor?
I do not.
Neither do I. I had every record of her destroyed. To speak her name was a crime punishable by death. I had every member of her bloodline brought to the castle and single-handedly killed them all. I even had all citizens who shared her name rounded up and executed. I established from the very beginning that to cross me meant a painful death. That was over 500 years ago.
A tradition you continue today. I recall you have done something similar to each of the royal families of the 6 other kingdoms as we conquered them.
I trade in fear. If fear was a currency, I would be richer than Baltimore the Bottomless. My influence soon spread across all the known realms. I defeated every warlord and slayed every dragon. I then ran into an enemy even I couldn't defeat. Boredom.
Boredom?
I am not content to simply rule. I hunger for battle. With none left to challenge, I realized I only had one choice. I had to create new dragons. Regular peasants would never rise up against me, so I cultivated vengeance. Purposefully burning down entire villages and leaving only a single survivor, knowing that a decade later that crazed individual would stop at nothing to kill me.
Was the assassin from the last cycle one of these experiments? He killed dozens of our best wizards that night.
That he did. His alchemical bombs were a stroke of genius. I'm truly looking forward to the Neviac we left wounded and buried under a mountain of his dead kin. The fire in his eyes was legendary.
So you set up children and peasants to be your cannon fodder?
These are merely appetizers to the main course. My true challenges sprout from the generals that I mold, and over the years slowly turn against me.
Far be it for me to ever question you, my lord, but is killing your best generals a sound military decision?
Do you expect me to waste time battling incompetent second-rate generals? I am Tirich Mir. I expect perfection, not only for myself, but also my opponents. I groom these individuals to be the best they possibly can be, and then I strike them down. Even you, my devoted Duke. Do you have any idea how you became the wizard you are today?
My father had 12 children, and as I was the cleverest, he rid himself of me by sending me to school in the Ecclesia Collective. At 15, I was ordained a wizard when I knew even less about who I was than what I could do. I quickly surpassed even my most highly regarded teachers, but I stayed on, not to learn from them, but to make certain each and every one of them knew I was the greatest wizard of this and every age.
And you believe that happened by chance?
Are you saying my victories have not been my own?
Not at all. You are truly the most powerful magic wielder that has ever served me. But to make sure that your powers would reach the full potential, I had to carefully align you with the perfect mentors that would either motivate you or frustrate you. I placed challenges in front of you to sharpen your skills.
All so I could turn against you one day?
Our conflict would be one that they would write songs about. I imagined for us a glorious campaign that would last decades. I have dreamed of hundreds of ways that I would end your life when the moment came.
Why do you tell me this? I can only assume you've never told any other general of your schemes. Do you hold me in such little regard?
No. My plans have changed. This surface world is now my focus. You will prove much more valuable fighting at my side instead of dying at my hand. Who knows? After we destroy these guardians and conquer the surface, you and I might still have a glorious campaign against one another.
Our theme song, Thundersword, is written and produced by Ahmad Judah and Joe Chasm, with lyrics and vocals by Keisha Wallace. If you liked what you just heard, please head over to the podcast service of your choice and leave us a rating and a review. It truly helps more people find the show. Tubular Teeth with Titans features the vocal talents of...
I'm Briar Zachary, and I play the Druidic Defender, Terra.
My name is Chris Van, and I play the Pyro Paladin, Benny Humo.
I'm Tim Loika, and I play Storm Sentinel, Ha-Nuel Yasao.
I'm Keisha Wallace, and I play the Hydro Hoplite, Gwen Avalon.
Sup, I'm Allegra Rodriguez Shivers, and I play the Nova Knight, also known as Scarlett Watts.
I'm Shayne Cochran, and I voice Erald.
I'm JJ Jensen, and I play Hera.
I'm Michael Waldschlager II, and I play Pan Vahan, Guardian Prime.
I'm Noah,
and I play Johnny Dakota.
Kyle Gould as Reginald Thaddeus III.
I'm Jerry Kokich, and I play the Drowned Duke.
I'm PJ Argento, and I voice
Tirich Mir.
Hi, I'm Sarah Roberts, and I play Desdemona George.
Hello there. My name's AJ Kimball, and I play CinderHound.
I'm Shayne Patrick, and I play the narrator.